Today we will learn this all crocheting tutorial. Take out the main color line. We crochet from the head. We wound up. Take a look. Go around the middle finger. Hold this thread. Take out the crochet. Drag it from the bottom needle winding. Stand a standing needle and drag it directly around the thread. The first circle start. Short needles. Do it in this hole. Let's take a look at the crocheting method of short needles. Insert a needle in it. Drag over the wire. There are 2 coils on the crochet. Drag the wire through 2 coils at once. The first short needle is done. Take a look at this V. Let's take a marker buckle and mark it. Take a look at the first V. When we're done, we continue to hook short needles. 5 short needles left. Okay, second one. Third. Take a look. 6 short needles to complete. Pinch the thread and tighten it. Then remove the marking clasp of the first stitch. Insert the needle at the first needle position. Drag over the wire. The first coil is dragged directly through the second coil. This is a pull needle. Merge pins representing each loop. This doesn't count as the number of stitches. Start the second lap. Continue to stand a standing needle. The lock pin represents the height of each circle. This doesn't count as the number of needles either. What about the crocheting pattern of the total of 6 hooks and needles are required. Adding needles means each needle. Hook 2 short needles. Same needle. Continue to insert at the first entry. Drag over the wire. First short needle. Continue to mark the mark buckle. Okay, we'll reinsert the same another short needle out. Okay. In this way, our first short needle plus needle is completed. Then we continue to complete the remaining 5. Okay. A total of 6 needles are all completed. Remove the marking clasp on the first stitch. Insert the needle at the position of the first needle. Hook a lead pin. Tension. The second lap is done. Next, lap 3. Continue to stand a standing needle. Represents its height. What about the crocheting rule of the third short needle? A short needle plus needle. Keep repeating this pattern. Continue to insert at the first entry. Hook a short needle out. Okay, everyone marks the marker buckled by themselves. Then the second needle is a short needle plus 2 short needles. Okay, follow this rule to complete the third lap by yourself. Alright, last stitch over. Continue to find the position of the first needle and insert it. Hook a lead pin and tighten it. Now on to the fourth lap. Stand a standing needle first. What about the crochet pattern for the fourth lap? It is 2 short needles. 1 short needle plus needle. Here we go. The first needle is a short needle. The second one is also a short needle. The third needle is a short needle plus needle. That's the hook. 2 short needles. Okay, everybody repeat the crochet pattern. Complete the 4th lap. Okay, 4th lap Continue to stand a standing needle. Lap 5. The 4th circle is 2 short needles and 1 plus needle. Then the 5th circle is 3 short needles and 1 plus needle. Everyone complete the 5th lap by themselves. Take a look. 5th lap completed. Now there are 30 stitches on it. And then we do 2 loops of crochet. 30 short needles without reduction. Just one needle corresponds to the hook and a short needle. There are 2 laps in total. Okay, crochet it yourself. Take a look. 2 circles of unreduced short needles have been completed. Now on lap 8. The same. Stand up needle. And then on lap 8, use this color line first. Hook 9 short needles out. Okay, 9 short needles. Next, we're going to change to the white line to crochet parts of its face. Take out the white thread. Let's take a look at the steps to change the line. We've now finished 9 short stitches, and you give it this coil. Loosen up the 2 coils underneath it. Needle insertion. Take a look. Needle insertion. Then take the white wire and drag it over. It is equivalent to using white lines instead of the original camel line. Okay, go ahead and hook down for short needles. When we hook, you can put this thread, by the way, wrapped in our short needle mesh. Take a look. For short needles complete, keep loosening the line. Switch back to camel line. The camel line is pulled directly over. Pull the line over. That's it. Then hook 3 short needles. 1, 2, take a look. Then replace it with our white line. Hook for short needles. It's still the same steps. Take a look. The white line, pull it over. Over here. Drag over. Then hook for short needles. Okay, for short needles complete, continue to replace. Camel line. Pull over. After changing the camel line, we'll finish this circle with this colored wire. This circle. Self crochet. End of lap 8. And then we went on lap 9. And what about the crochet pattern for the 9th lap? We started by hooking 8 short needles. Okay, 8 short needles. Then we loosen the line. Replaced with white line. Hook 6 short needles. Pull the white thread over. Middle line. Let's just relax a little bit. Prevent. Make it too tight. If it is too tight, its shape will change. Leave it a little looser. This way it won't affect its shape. Then the white wire hook has 6 short needles. 1, 2, take a look at the 6 short needles completed. Continue to change lines. Hook a short needle. Only hook 1. Hook a short needle. Continue. Replaced with white line. What about after changing to the white line? Another 6 short needles. 1, Okay. 6 short needles. Continue to switch back to the camel line. Complete the first lap. It's the same crocheting step when changing everyone threads. Pulls this thread Be over. Sure to pay attention. Here. Don't make it too tight. Okay, finish the lap. Lap 9 completed. Start lap 10. Lap 10. Hook 8 short needles. Then replace it with a white line. Hook 13 more short needles. Switch back to the original line. Hook another 9 short needles. Okay, so here you're going to crochet. The method of changing lines has been taught to everyone. Take a look at lap 10. After hooking, the face looks like this. Okay, on to lap 11. In lap 11, we hook 9 short needles. Then change the white line. Hook 11 short needles. Then switch back to the original line. Hook 10 short needles. Don't remember the difference here. This white line. 2 short stitches less than the last circle of white ones. So I can crochet this circle myself. Take a look at this circle, this white line. When we finish the last stitches, just let it go. Then you can disconnect because we don't need to use it later. Put the disconnection here first. Take out the original color line. Let's change the line first. Same steps. Switch the thread to it. After changing this white line, you can just take it away. After pulling it out, when we hook the short needle, by the way, you can put this in the needle. Take a look. Give it by the way when hooking. Wrap it up. In this way, there is no need to hide the thread later. Take a look at this white line. After the last hook, the front looks like this. Okay, let's do the lap. Take a look at the 11 laps. And then, the white part is over. And this is what it looks like. Then the thread inside is placed like this. Continue to the next lap. Stand up a needle. Next lap, no more or less. Hook 30 short needles. 1 stitch for 1 stitch. Crochet it yourself. The end of a circle of short needles without the next reduction. Circle starts crocheting and reducing the stitches. The crochet pattern for this circle is 3 short stitches, a reduced needle. Let's take a look at the crocheting method of reducing needles. We first hooked out 3 short needles. Okay, 3 short needles done. Let's take a look. Insert the needle into the outer half of the next needle. Okay, enter the needle from the inner half of the next needle. Drag over the wire. Wrap the wire across the 2 coils. Okay, the first needle reduction is the merging of 2 needles into one. I'll show you another set. Okay. Okay, 3 short needles done. A needle reduction. Next needle destination. Outer half needle. Inner half of the next needle head. Good ending. It's using 2 needles as if they were one. Okay, let's crochet. There are 3 short needles and 1 reduced needle in this circle. Okay. This circle now of needle to the last stitch. A needle reduction is completed. Let's not hook the pull needle here. We lengthen the coil, then replace it with a new color line. Change the line or the same steps as just now. The coil under it is here. Insert the needle and drag it over. Use this color line directly. Replace the original color line. The original thread is directly pulled off. Pulled over. Then the thread is cut directly because we won't need it later. Cut. Hold this thread. Then hook the lead needle. When hooking, you can put these two threads together. Hide it in the needle eye together. Okay. A pull needle, pull tight. Continue to stand a standing needle. Start the next lap. What we are doing now is this lace style. The next circle should be hooked with half a needle. And then there's a needle for a needle. Hook a short needle, no less. Inner half needle. Let's take a look. We normally enter a needle through here. It picks two wires. Then the inner half needle. Enter from the middle of this V. Just pick one thread inside. Come in here. Drag the thread over, short needle, and you move on to the second needle as well. Keep hooking the inner half needle. Then hook the short needle. Take a look. It hooks out like this. It's obvious that there will be a wire outside. A thread. Like this. Okay, and pay attention. This circle we hook this when there is a lace edge. It is only half a needle inside the needle. If we hook this one without lace, a direct normal needle. Just hook a short needle. Pay attention here. It's these two. The only difference. Okay, crochet yourself this loop. Alright, last stitch over. Hook lead needle. Pull tight and continue on to the next lap. What about the crocheting pattern for the next lap? I started adding needles. Stand up a needle. The crochet pattern of this loop is 3 short stitches, 1 plus needle. Same crocheting procedure as the first 5th circle. 3 short needles and 1 plus needle. Crochet it yourself. End of the lap. There are now 30 stitches on it. And then we repeat the crochet twice. 30 short needles without reduction. 2 laps in total. Self crochet. 2 circles of unreduced short needles. Next, we still need hooks and needles in this circle. Continue to stand a standing needle. What about the rules of adding needles for short needles circle? And 1 plus needle. 3. 4th, the 5th needle hook plus needle. Everyone repeats this pattern to complete the circle. This circle is completed with needle. Now there are 36 stitches in total. Next we repeat the hook 5 times. 36 short needles without reduction. 1 stitch for 1 stitch. 5 laps in total. Crochet it yourself. 5 circles of unreduced short needles. Already done. Continue to stand up in the next circle. Then the needle reduction is about to start. What about the crocheting pattern for the next short needles and 1 reduced needle? So I'll show you again. The crocheting step of reducing needles. Okay. For short needles, then we started crocheting minus stitches on the outer half of the next loop. Insert the needle here in the inner half of the next circle. Drag over the wire. Hook well. A needle reduction is completed. Then we follow the 4 short needles. A rule of reducing needles completes this circle. And then the next loop is 3 short needles. Needle. Further down are 2 short needles and 1 reduced needle. Everyone completes these 3 laps by themselves. Okay. 3 laps of short needles completed. Take a look. The hole shrinks significantly. Let's just stuff it with cotton. Let's do the next loop. The next loop of crochet. The rule is 1 short needle and 1 reduced needle. The last lap is full of needle reductions. You complete these 2 laps on your own. Okay, last stitch done. Hook a lead pin. Then we leave a little thread and break the thread. Take out the suture needle. Let's sew this bottom up. Take a look. We can just pick 2 or 3 needles. Outer half needle. Then tighten it and take a look so the hole is gone. Then bring this thread inside. Hide a few needles and other needles at random. If there is a little thread left, just stuff it in. Take a look. Our owl's body is ready. And now let's learn its little lace. Take out the light-colored thread. Find it in the middle behind it, the position of this lead needle. First needle in here next to it. It's half a stitch out of the loop here. Take a look. Then we dragged it around the wire. Hold this thread. Then hook to braided needles. 1, 2. Okay. Then in the next stitch hook the long needle. Take a look at the crocheting method of long needles. Then insert the needle. Drag over the wire. There are 3 coils on the crochet. Then rewind the wire. Drag past the first 2 coils, winding and dragging the 2 coils. Moving on to the next stitch, hook another long needle. Take a look. There are 2 long needles in total. Stand to braided needles. 1, 2. Insert the needle here in the next entry. Hook a lead pin. The first coil is dragged directly through the second coil. Okay. And that completes our first little bit of lace. I repeat. 2 braided needles. Okay. 2 long needles. Continue to braided stitches. Next, needle extraction. Take a look. 2 little laces and you're done. You finish the rest of the laces in this order. Okay, that's the last little lace. 2 lock pins complete. Find the location of the first needle. Insert the needle and drag it over. Hook a lead pin. Okay, then tighten. After tightening, disconnect the wire directly. What about the thread? Pull it to the same position here. What about these 2 wires? Tie a dead knot. When you're done, tie this knot. Stuff it into the needle. Okay, so you can't see it, and it's also very sturdy. Put it aside for later use. Continue to use light lines, hooking its ears and its hands. First, learn the crocheting steps of the ear. Same hoop crochet. Then crochet into the needle. Drag over the wire. 2 standing needles, also known as braided needles. 1, 2. This is wound into the needle. Hook 2 long needles in this hole. 1, 2 goods. Continue to braided stitches. Then hook a lead needle inside the hole. Tension. And you're going to grab this thread. Tighten this coil. Cut the thread. Then put the first thread. Drag it to the other side. Take a look. One ear is complete. We follow the same method. Finish the other ear. Okay, now crochet its hands. Ring starter. Hold the thread. Insert the needle and drag 3 braided needles. Okay, then hook 3 long needles in this hole. Let's take a look at the crocheting method of long needles. We ran the needle twice. Drag over the wire. There are 4 coils on the crochet. We wound up 2 coils at once. Then repeat. Well, a long needle is done. We'll hook at the remaining 2. Three long needles completed. Stand 3 braided needles. Insert a needle into the hole. Hook a lead. Tension. Take out your fingers and pinch the thread. Tension. Then disconnect. Drag the thread over here. And you are done with one hand. Turn your hands over. Turn the front out. What about hands and feet? It's the same crocheting process. It's just a different color. Let's crochet it ourselves. And its ears. Take a look at our accessories. We started stitching. Take out its ears. Check the position of the ears. Count below the 4th lap here. Approximate location. Here, the position of the empty line in the middle of the face. Take out the crochet. Put these 2 threads. Hook to the same needle. Then we just tie a dead knot. Okay, one ear is sewn. And this is what happens from the front. And then we sew on its hands. Take a look. Then we dragged it around the wire. Same here. Thread through a needle and tie a dead knot. Poke the thread in with scissors. Take a look. We are done with one ear and one hand. Find the opposite symmetrical position. Sew out the other ears and hands. Take a look at your ears and hands. And it looks like this. Now let's sew its feet. Check the approximate position of the foot. Suture the foot above the 5th flap. With crochet, hook the line. Same steps. Put the thread into a needle. Then tie a dead knot. Sew the other foot in. Take a look. This is what it looks like after sewing. And we take the next section, a thread about 20 centimeters long, sewing its mouth. Take out the suture needle. Insert any needle into the needle and take a look. Leave a little thread here. Then we circle around it. Go around twice. Come around again to the next door. You have to go around twice next door as well. And then we'll give them a crossover. Finally, find the position of the thread at the beginning. Needles out. The mouth is sewn. Then put the thread. Tie a dead knot. Good mouth is done. Then we move on to the next section. About 50 centimeters of line. Sew the love pattern on it. Enter the needle at random. Such a method. Then sew. If you want to sew a few, this is up to you. Okay, back to where it started. Cut the thread a little. Tie a dead knot. Get rid of the cotton on it and this thread. And that's what it looks like. Then take out the eyes. Take a look at the screw rod behind the eyes. Probably around here. One line above the mouth to the outside. The position of the hole with the third white line. Just plug it in. If you are afraid that it will not be strong, you can stick it with hot melt glue at home. Okay, all done.